Metal Jackie for Metal Edge TV here in beautiful Long Beach, California tonight for the Killswitch Engage Lamb of God Soilwork Devil Driver show tonight. Always exciting when bands of this magnitude and metal come to town. Even more exciting when we get to sit down with them. Let's see what's going on.
For years we've been touring, crossing paths with everybody on the bill, so it's a lot of fun for us to end the Sacrament touring cycle with a bunch of friends and have a good time, and especially because when the album first came out, we were a support band for Slayer in Europe, and now to finish with a night like tonight, like headlining here, one of the most famous places ever in rock and roll, it's awesome.
Totally. We were here earlier today. I mean, like, there are people waiting online at like noon. How long you guys have been waiting here to get into the show today?
We got here at like 12 o'clock.
Who are you guys looking forward to seeing today the most?
Lamb of God.
Lamb of God. And what's amazing, I think, about Lamb of God is that no radio airplay. It's not like we really have that many avenues for where metal videos get played anymore. But you guys have just risen to this amazing level. And what do you account that to?
There's no better answer than the music, but I think in the music there's much more than just the music. I think that the people that are involved in it, we're in it for the right reasons. We want to be in a band. We want to play heavy metal. We want to do what we're doing. We don't think this is going to last forever. We're not trying to be millionaires or buy a house on the beach. We want to go out and kick ass, and we want to be friends. We want to have a good time doing it. We want to drink some beers. We want to meet some girls. That's what this is about. And there's a lot of guys out there that are just over it, or there's an image, or they're
like, this is a business.
Yeah, and it certainly is a business. I mean, you need to know what you're doing, but it's the business of having fun, and you have to remember that. And I think people that watch our DVDs or listen to our music are a lot like us. They want to do what we are doing.
I think there's something about the Philadelphia DVD that I want to talk to you about. It's like you got to see the behind the scenes of what it's like to be in Lamb of God and be on tour. And there's some great show moments and some, like, we're hanging out, and there's some moments where you guys are like beating the crap out of each other. And I think that some bands would probably be a little hesitant to let that out there, but you guys let it all out. Was it something that you guys had discussed? Maybe we shouldn't let everybody see all that.
That's what it's really like. It's not all roses and chocolates. It's ugly sometimes. And, to a lot of bands, a fight, those kinds of fights would break them up. And I think because we're honest with each other and real with each other, and we settle our differences instead of holding in resentment and not getting along, that's why we're able to stick around. And I think people like that in us, where you see like the Metallica movie where these guys are hiring a psychiatrist. It's like, man, you know what? Get in a boxing ring for 15 minutes.
I really think that's the way to solve it.
I bet you in 15 minutes, if you guys got in a boxing ring, your next album would be much better.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what they're doing, but there's a way to handle things. And if you're friends in a band, if you're doing something creative together, you need to be wide open with each other. And if we're going to be wide open with each other, let's be wide open with the fans.
Were there ever times where you guys were like ready to throw in the towel? I mean, you guys are at this, this level now, and this has been a lot of years of just playing all over the country, all over the world. Traveling in a bus, or I'm sure at some point traveling in a van. Oh, yeah. And were there ever moments where you're like, I can't do this. I'm over it.
I would much rather have the worst day in the world in this band than the best day in the world in the 9 to 5. That's just not for me. This is it's in my blood. It's in everybody's blood in the band, and we didn't set out to come headline this arena tonight. That's not when we sat down in the basement and started drinking beers and decided to be a band. We didn't say, in 10 years we're going to be headlining arenas. No, it was like, where are we going to get our next 12-pack of beer? What are we going to do next weekend? And that's still the way we treat it. Of course we want tonight to be great and tomorrow night to be even better, but we're not trying to write hit songs or put on costumes to get more of an audience. We are who we are, and we're lucky to be here. We're fortunate that our fans have put us in a place to play something like this. It's a dream come true. And
now you don't have to worry about where the beer's coming from. It's always there when you get here.
There is a little more beer nowadays.